Hey guys at GVA, this is Mr. Messiah here, and I'm bringing you a headquarters game on launch. Today's setup is the Galil with the red dot sight, Warsaw camo. Got dual wheeled pythons as my secondary. I'm using Semtex concussion and claymores as my equipment. My perks today are Ghost, Sleight Hand and Marathon. I will get into why I've chosen this setup and analyse this setup for you shortly. My two tricks are Spy Plane, Napalm and Chopper Gunner. I get the Chopper Gunner twice in this game, and the Napalm and Spy Plane, countless times. And my final score is 67 and 16. It's not the best KD, but it's a high scoring game, it's really exciting. And I've sped up certain parts of the match to keep this as short as possible.
Enemy spy plane
keep the file
incoming.
size down and all that good stuff.
Friendly spy plane inbound.
So yeah, the reason why I use this setup is I found the Galil assault rifle to be my favourite assault rifle so far. And the reason being is I can control the recoil. It's to my liking. Some people can control the recoil on different guns better, but for me this is my favourite gun because I can control the recoil and it kills very fast. It's like a 4-shot kill, 3 or 4 shot kill, so it's really nice. I really
Enemy
like
spy
it.
plane above.
Stick the red dot on it, and I've actually changed the colour of the red dot to green, so
Napalm strike waiting for your mark. Napalm strike awaiting
yeah,
orders.
so that's why I'm using the Galil. It's a good
Headquarters
gun.
online.
The Warsaw camo, in my opinion, it's my favourite camo so far. Obviously, you unlock more
Friendly napalm
when you
strike on the way.
prestige, and there's a nice little double with the napalm. It's quite rare that you get kills with your kill streaks, the lower down kill streaks, but it's very rewarding when you do. I'm using Ghost because
Friendly
I just like
RCXD
on my assault
deployed.
rifle classes I don't use suppressors because I like the range, so I like to be as stealthy as possible without having to use a suppressor because that affects the range and damage.
Friendly
It affects the
RCXD
damage over
inbound.
range, which is the same thing. So yeah, that's why I'm using Ghost, stay out of the radar, and so I don't die from enemy kill streaks when I'm trying to build a kill streak for myself. I'm using Sleight of Hand because sometimes I always like to have a full clip and I always reload after every kill, so that's why I use Sleight of Hand.
Spy plane ready for
Makes the
deployment.
reloading nice and quick, and if
Spy
I ever
plane
get
ready for
caught
deployment.
in a gunfight or whatever,
spy
and
plane's in the
I
air.
have to reload, I don't want any
Throw
disadvantage that he can exploit, so got to do everything
Spy
I
plane ready
can.
for deployment.
And then Marathon, because Ninja in this
Spy
game
plane ready
is,
for deployment.
until they patch the sound
Our spy
system,
plane's
which
in
they
the
said
air.
they would, Ninja is completely pointless. You cannot hear other people's footsteps, no matter how loud your headset. You can only hear them when they're literally behind you when it's too late. And I can't remember who said it, but they summed it up really well. Your own footsteps, they sound like you're walking through the
enemy
mud, and
captured
they
the
sound like
headquarters.
juggernauts. And
Enemy
enemy
spy plane
footsteps,
incoming.
it sounds like an ant in the grass. So, and I completely agree. And that wasn't an exact quote, by the way. You probably wouldn't have used an ant in the grass, but whatever.
Sticky going out.
Who cares? So yeah, that's the reason I use that setup. I'd just like to point out now, if you do like this content,
care
by the
package
end
on
of
the
the
way.
video, please subscribe to me
Friendly
and subscribe to
RCXD
GVA
deployed.
if you're stumbling across this video. They've just got about 1,400 subs, and that's awesome. They produce tons of great directors as well as myself,
Headquarters secured.
and really need all the support they can
Enemy
get,
spy
and
plane
we can help
incoming.
build a nice big community. That'd be really
UAV on the
awesome.
way.
So definitely subscribe to GVA, and if you like this
Headquarters
content in
located.
particular, subscribe to my channel. The link will be in the
Stick it out.
description. And even if you don't want to subscribe but you enjoy this, can I just point out I've got a 53 kill game with the
Plenty
Spaz 12
Claymore.
only. So that would be really cool if you could check that out. I'm going to try and get quite a lot of views and
Kill
comments
confirmed.
on that and stuff. So that would be really cool if you could leave comments and likes on that 53 kill Spaz 12 match. And which brings me on to this. Leave a comment in the description of this video with your favourite setup, the
Placing
whole thing.
Claymore.
The setup that you find you work best with, and that you enjoy using. Or if you don't want
Headquarters
to
online.
write that, feel free to leave a review, a small review of Black Ops, either one, or you can do both. That'd be great. Just make sure you do leave a comment because that's why you've got a YouTube account. You might as well be, not have one if you're not going to leave likes or dislikes and comments on people's videos. And you have no idea how much it helps those directors that are watching this, we all know how much comments and likes really do
Spy
help.
plane ready for deployment.
Yeah, so make
Our
sure
spy
you
plane's in the
don't
air.
click like or dislike, and if you click dislike, leave some feedback so I can work on
Headquarters
it
secured.
for future videos of mine. Yeah, the best way to level
Napalm
up
strike,
in my
awaiting
opinion is
orders.
Black Ops, because at the moment a lot of you will not have prestige yet.
Napalm strike coming in
fair
hot.
few of you will have, some may not, and some of you may not know which game
Cobra
modes
all
are
the
best,
way.
or all that jazz.
The enemy
So
destroyed the
basically, in
headquarters.
my opinion, I've played the majority of my
Headquarters located.
matches on Black Ops as headquarters, and I can easily get 3,000 or more. 3,000 is the absolute minimum in-game score that I get. You got to add on to that all the challenges.
Enemy spy plane
everything.
above.
I can hit, just under
Friendly care
6,000
package on the way.
points of in-game score alone on a a normal headquarters match. They last a long time. They normally last between 10 and 15 minutes. I haven't really had one less than 10 minutes, I don't think. And a nice little double spray coming up in a second, because the spawns on this launch match, they're either end. You don't normally spawn in the middle. You spawn either at the bottom end or the top.
QE
And,
standing by.
yeah, that got me to my chopper gunner,
Headquarters
or
online.
Huey, as the in-game voice likes to call it. And I find on
Friendly
Black Ops
RCXD
maps,
in.
I don't really know many places to actually call in the chopper gunner, because there aren't many places where it's really secluded or anything. But I decided to kneel down here, and hopefully I can lock the spawn at the other end so they don't spawn behind me. I've sped up this chopper gun sequence, because you've probably seen them all before. But yeah, and you will see another one later on. So, best way, going back to the best way to level up, I've only really
Headquarters
played
online.
headquarters and a little bit of domination. I've got a domination on WMD match on my channel, 29 in 3, so feel free to check that out as well. But headquarters, you get a lot more points, and if you want to just hit that first prestige early and then go on to looking at different game modes, just headquarters it with you don't necessarily need a party either with headquarters. I was only playing with one other person, I think, in this game, and if not, just by myself. And it's absolutely
Friendly
fine.
Cobra inbound.
If you lose, you're still going to get lots of points, but if you win, it's a bonus. So yeah, and a good spot for this HQ is like right behind me where I am now. There's a pipe, and you can actually get in behind that pipe. So just a technique there if you want to defend that HQ or capture or whatever. It's a nice little spot, but you will get found out. So maybe get two or three kills with it and then move on, which you should do in any position. So yeah, headquarters is the way forward, and I'm just going to give 3 pros and cons of Black Ops. The cons, for me, the knife
care
lunge,
package
but
inbound.
it's bearable. I don't get
Tango down.
too frustrated. That was a nice little double Semtex. Don't get too frustrated by the knife lunge, and the connection seems to be an issue which
Spy plane
everyone's
ready for deployment.
happening.
Our spy plane's in
Connection
the
seems
air.
to be an issue which everyone is having.
Spy plane standing
Why do I
by.
keep saying that? Sorry
Friendly
about
spy
that.
plane inbound.
And I don't
enemy
know
captured
why,
the headquarters.
but my theory
Got a man
is
down.
that they run on the same servers as Black Ops, and same servers as World at War, and on this game there is a lot more data to be uploaded.
Spy
and
plane ready for
downloaded.
deployment.
So if you're the
Our spy
host, you
plane's
only
in
have
the
to
air.
download, so it's quicker. That's why the host normally has an advantage, because there's no need to
Sticky
upload,
out.
because you're uploading to where you are.
Headquarters
If that makes
secured.
any sense. So when you're not host, you have
Headquarters
to
located.
upload what you're doing as well as download what others are doing. And so my theory is they're using the same servers as World at
Changing
War,
back.
and World at War required a lot less data, and also didn't have anywhere
Kill
near
confirmed.
the amount of people playing. So I think the servers just need a
Napalm
couple of
strike
weeks to
awaiting orders.
reaccustom to this huge
Napalm strike coming in.
motherload of data it's got to handle with. And yeah, I get quite a few nice little doubles in this game. I have to admit, this is leading up to my second chopper gunner. But apart from that, there aren't really any noobish guns, noobish tactics, which I absolutely hate. Like there was a
Friendly
few in
RCXD
Modern Warfare 2,
inbound.
and that's why I never actually purchased the game,
Headquarters
because
online.
I just knew I would get too frustrated with it. So, and pros,
Friendly
it's
spy
all
plane inbound.
balanced. There are no really overpowered guns. There are no really overpowered equipment or noob tubes. They've really thought about everything. Scavenger doesn't replenish.
Friendly RCXD
claymores or
deployed.
noob tubes or anything like that. So
The enemy captured the
they've
headquarters.
really thought through every aspect of the multiplayer and really polished out. They've learned everything that went
Friendly
wrong with
RCXD
Modern Warfare 2
inbound.
and their own game World at War, which
Napalm
is
strike
really
coming
good,
in
and
hot.
they're going to listen to the community. They've already said they're releasing patches for everything. As for the quickscoping thing, personally it doesn't affect me that much. I'm not much of a sniper, but I do it every once in a while. I'm an average quickscoper, I'd say. So it's just an added challenge in my opinion. But yeah, I'm 1 kill off the chopper gunner here. I see that guy, and it's quite
Standing
lucky
by.
to find that gunfight actually. But this FAMAS, it's got the red dot and the dual magazine, which every other reload, it's a faster reload because it just switches to the other side of the magazine, so it's quite cool. But this is, after this chopper gunner, I believe I get the game-winning kill cam in the chopper gunner. I'm not really sure though. I don't get too many kills in this one. But final score 67 and 16.
We didn't come here to fail. Bring it next time.
Make sure you leave comments, double click like, and subscribe to my channel and subscribe to GVA. Thanks for watching guys. See ya.